was the first practice like? What was the energy in there? We saw guys were pretty excited. Just what was your, I guess, intention behind the first practice?
It was good. They, give them an opportunity to get to know us and us to know them a little bit better, and try to start laying the foundation down of what we want to do on both ends of the floor. The guys brought a lot of energy, and they were attentive to what we tried to put in front of them, so it was good.
I'm sure you saw Jordan a lot in the Western Conference last few years. What are you excited about with him, and what do you make of what he can bring to this team?
First of all, he's a nice young man. He's from San Antonio, and that's where my family lives. So anybody from San Antonio, good people. But he seems like he's going to be a great teammate with everybody. And he's really, really low maintenance. He works hard, tries to get things right. But more importantly is versatility offensively. He moves well without the basketball. He can handle the basketball. He can pass the basketball. He can score from all three levels. He's got a craftiness about him on that end of the floor. And so to be able to have a guy like that at your disposal, especially one that's as gifted as he is offensively, is much appreciated.
Kind of with that, great player for a long time is Clarkson. His game is loud, right? Like you know what you're getting when he comes in. He talked about it. It's like with time, like my teammates know the ball's going to go up in the air when I get it. For you as a coach, how do you, and maybe early on more than later, like how do you tame that in? Do you know what you sign up for when you get a guy like that and how he plays? And is that kind of just part of the package that comes with getting a guy that's very much a professional scorer, I guess?
He's a professional scorer, but I looked at this a while ago, so please don't quote me hard on this. I think he averages like a little over 2 assists a game, I think.
Yes.
And so a guy that averages a little over 2 assists a game, especially when it comes off the bench, that means he knows how to play the game, and he's not just scoring. And that's what I like about it, is he's a capable passer. But I like the mindset that he has. You want guys that aren't afraid of the moment, that aren't afraid to take the shot, that are willing to go get it. Because the more guys that you have like that, that puts pressure and a little bit of fear on your opponent, because when that ball touches his hands, if your opponent's not doing their job, that thing's going up and it's probably going to go in. But the good part about it, like I said, is he'll get off the ball at the right time, and any of our guys, if they don't, we'll let them know.
Obviously about 9.5, 10-man rotation is what he did in Sacramento. This team didn't have a lot of depth last year, but it just seems like you've got sort of riches to pull from here. Do you kind of look at that and think, like, in your head, I've got all these possible combinations and things I can do and can work with this deep roster?
For sure. Again, you give Leon and his group a lot of credit. You give Mr. Dolan a lot of credit for coming out of his pocket. And now it's our job to figure out how to use this group, and knowing that you have guys that you can throw into the game at any time is exciting. And, adversity is inevitable throughout the course of the year, and part of adversity is injuries, knock on wood, and so to be able to have guys, especially veteran guys that have been there and done that, again, at your disposal, makes it a lot of fun for a coach. Now, it's just, like I said, it's my job to spend time. It's going to take some time figuring out the right combinations to put out there on any given time.
Josh Hart, how do you figure out how he
First of all, he's just a tough dude. That's his makeup. He defines toughness, and to be able to say, you know what, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna lay it on the line for my teammates, and I'll figure this out later. I know I can help them in a lot of different ways. Just shows what type of character he has and what type of teammate he is for everybody else. And so he was great today. Obviously, you don't want anybody to be injured at any time, but everybody knows it's part of the game, and he's definitely going to make the best of it. He's not going to use it as an excuse. He's just going to go ball and bring what he can to the table, which is what we're excited about.
Coach, you more than anybody can appreciate a player developing from point A to point B to point. When you see what Bergeron has done for his game in the last few years, especially since his first time out of the league, What does that tell you about him, and what does it tell you about what he can still become?
It tells you a lot. When you get drafted and quote unquote don't make it, it can do a lot of things to you mentally. It can make you say, "Hey, screw the NBA. I'm good. I don't even want to come back." Or it can make you say, "You know what? I'm an NBA player. I'm gonna go do what I need to do so I can get back. And when I get back, I'm going to be there for as long as I want to be there." And seeing that process tells you a lot about him as a person. That's the competitive spirit or competitive nature that I'm looking for when it comes to playing or being a New York Knick. And that's the first thing. The second thing, obviously, having a chance to go back overseas, work on his game, refine his tools or his skill set, it just took him to another level. And now, at his size, he knows that he has to be versatile in this game in order to survive, and not just offensively, but defensively too. In his mind, he's got to be able to play some five, which he did overseas. Now, when he plays with Rudy with the national team, he's got to be able to play some four, which he has. And so those things make him more attractive if he embraces it and tries to grow from it. And that's what he did. And so coming back and watching him play last year, Philly, it's unfortunate again when there are injuries anywhere. Philly had some injuries, so he got a lot of minutes, and he even expanded his game more than what it was when he was overseas. And now coming to us, he's going to feel real comfortable within whatever role we give him, because he's done it as a guy getting cut. He's done it overseas. He's done it as a starter playing heavy minutes in Philadelphia. He's done it with a national team at the 4 spot because he's got a true center on the floor, and all that stuff is great for him to come to us now as an experienced veteran that's been through some hardships but used it to help him grow.
You got a unique situation. You have a lot of veterans on non-guaranteed deals, and only really one roster spot for right now for a veteran minimum contract. How are you approaching that battle? Like, what are you looking at with these players? Is there somebody that you think is slotted for that final spot, or how are you approaching that?
One of the things that that we value is a competitive spirit. I'm big on that. I mentioned it a little bit with Yabusele and Jordan and even Josh. And so for us, every day is about competition. And whether you're a coach or you're a player, we want to compete. We want to grow as a unit in that area, and it's no different for everybody else individually. Whether you're here on a guaranteed deal, you're here on a non-guaranteed deal, you're competing your butt off. And at the end of the day, we have a lot of time to make a decision on what's going to happen. But at the end of the day, we'll figure out who we need to keep and who needs to fit. But it's going to be a process. There's nobody ahead of anybody right now. Everybody's coming in trying to compete for a spot. All the guys that we have, we feel are competitors, and so we'll see at the end of the day who rises to the top.
What's the cadence of what you want to implement? Like, how soon do you start going deep into sets? And I'm sure right now it's just foundational stuff. How do you start peeling back the layers?
It's a great call. So the way we play, I want to get to a point where we can play conceptually and everybody's on the same page. And what I mean by that is, our staples are really important for us, starting with pace, spacing, paint touches, quick decisions, ball reversals. Those things are extremely important with us. Now you take it a step further, and in our early offense we have what we call our automatics. And our automatics are basically reads. If the ball goes this way and the body goes that way, then that tells the next player, you got to go this way or that way. And so to play conceptually without calls, in my opinion, is to your advantage, because the defense doesn't know what's coming. You have a couple of different options you can do every time the ball moves or somebody else moves, and it's your choice. And if you're doing it with pace, with the floor space very well, we become hard to guard. So implementing that's going to take a little bit of time. We're going to play out of that quite a bit in the preseason. It's even going to get frustrating for the players, because they're going to see matchups and they're just going to want the ball in this guy's hands or that guy's hands and want to go score. But the preseason for us, again, like everything, but the preseason more importantly, is a step-by-step process. And we don't want to skip any steps, even if it means, slowing down with our development a little bit. So laying that foundation of our concepts so that we can play freely within the concepts is going to be the first step for us offensively.
Yeah, last one. You've played or you've coached some very talented passing big men. And Carl, not known for that, but he is a good passer. You talk a lot about using Jalen off the ball. Is using Cat as kind of like a hub something you can see materialize throughout the course of the season, just to get Jalen off the ball to give different looks, to run through things different ways with you as head coach?
That for sure. The biggest thing is we want to move Cat around. We don't want to keep him in the trail spot or at the top of the floor all the time. We want to move him around to the weak corner, strong corner, weak wing, sometimes as the push man offensively. And then when he is at the 5, we feel he's a really good passer. And so sometimes he'll be at the rim, sometimes he'll be at the elbow. And when he's at the elbow, that's when he's going to be in a big decision-making role. And we feel that he's more than capable of making great decisions with the basketball, whether it's to DHO or it's to a passing cutter. But we also feel when he catches at the elbow and we have movement and the floor spaced around him, he's a huge threat. He's one dribble away from laying it up or doing what he does best is realizing where the contact is and drawing fouls. And so trying to move him around, knowing that he is more than he's better than just being a capable passer, is one of our goals, and you'll see that as time goes on with Cat.
I know you said lineup will come from camp and games. So
Yeah.
do we take anything today from, I know you guys ended the year with Mitch was in the starting lineup, with him seeing him really today? Is that sort of the first way you started and play from there?
You will see Mitch and White tomorrow after practice. We'll bounce back and forth between lineups, and then at the end of the day we'll figure it out. But don't read into anything today.